Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me in the latest episode in the series, The Greatest Things Ever Said. This is a longer quote, but it's a really brilliant, I think. So just picture the scene. It's C.S. Lewis's Narnia tale. It's the silver chair. The protagonists are under the thrall of the Green Witch. They're stuck in her underground domain, and they're starting to get desperate. And they begin to doubt the power of the more heavenly world above. Now, at this point, Puddleglum, the marsh wiggle, gives the following ingenious speech. I'm just going to quote it in full. It's not short. Listen to this. He says, "One word, ma'am. All you've been saying is quite right, I shouldn't wonder. I'm a chap who always liked to know the worst of things and then put the best face I can on it. So I won't deny any of what you said. But there's one more thing to be said. Even so, suppose we have only dreamed or made up all those things, trees and grass and sun and moon and stars and Aslan himself, then all I can say is, in that case, the made up things seem a good deal more important than the real ones. Suppose this black pit of a kingdom of yours is the only world. Well, it strikes me as a pretty poor one. And that's the funny thing when you come to think of it. We're just four babies making up a game, if you're right. But four babies playing a game can make a play world which licks your real world hollow. That's why I'm going to stand by the play world. I'm on Aslan's side, even if there isn't any Aslan to lead it. I'm going to live as like a Narnian as I can, even if there isn't any Narnia. So we're leaving your court at once and setting out in the dark to spend our lives looking for Overland. That's the longest of my greatest things ever said that I've put forward so far. But it's so profound and so well written. You know, the upper world is Aslan's world, which of course represents what Christ drives us towards in a relationship with him. And just like Pascal's wager, he's stating a kind of Puddleglum's wager here. He's saying that even if Jesus isn't God, it's still a better life pursuing the world envisaged by Christ. It's a kind of a probabilistic venture based on the wisdom of Christ, even aside from the supernatural, if you like. It's which is fundamentally important, but it calls for a courage that many find difficult because it asks us to raise our standards even without the entrusting support of the supernatural. And I think the quintessence of its magic is in another altogether unexpected form, really. You know, it's like, don't worry if you can't believe that there's a God. Just believe that you have the courage to act as though there's a God. And by your failing to live up to the standards, you'll increase the probability of belief. That's perhaps a good way to think about it. You know, that really is the genius of Christ, and that the genius of the Puddleglum speech that we just read. It shows precisely his coming to earth just once was more than enough for humankind to fall at their feet and believe. And I guess with this you can see why Christ assured everyone that if they ask, they will receive. If they knock, the door will be open. So I love that. I love that speech so much. I'm going to post the whole thing in the comments below in the description because I just think it's a wonderful statement. So thank you for listening and watching, and please do subscribe, and I'll catch you next.